Welcome to Culture Screen, where we analyze culture. In this episode, we are summarizing the second episode from Season 5 of the Sopranos series titled The Rat Pack. The episode first aired on March 14th, 2004. In the beginning, Tony encounters Jack Masserone, the make-believe owner of his front company, Masserone Construction. Jack is a lifelong associate to the Soprano family. Tony clearly does not like Jack, but Tony warms up to him after he gives him a Rat Pack portrait. Tony also learns that Jack also had a nasty mother growing up, just like Tony did with Livia. Tony doesn't seem to have any patience with Masserone because he finds him quite annoying. A police officer drives by outside Tony's meeting with Masserone, and he sees two suspicious men waiting inside a vehicle outside the diner, and the police officer checks out their license plate. When agents meet with Ray Curto at the FBI's main office to review tapes, it is made clear that Masserone is an informant who has a wiretap on the top of his hat. Back at the hospital, Carmine Lupertazzi dies, leaving his New York crime family without a powerful leader. Johnny Sack, who was previously considered to succeed Carmine, now faces having Carmine's son, Little Carmine, as his new boss. At Carmine's burial, Tony observes a little quarrel between Little Carmine and Johnny Sack that escalates and turns personal after they have a disagreement over rosary beads. Phil Leotardo and Angelo Gareppi, two recently freed Lupertazzi-made men, and Lorraine Caluzzo, a female mobster, are also seen at the event. Tony Blundetto, Tony's cousin, is welcomed with open arms by Tony and the entire crew after he is released from prison. Tony Blundetto is shocked when he walks into a surprise party that Tony throws for him at Vesuvio's. At this celebration, Blundetto learns the disappointing truth about the current state of his family. He learns that Tony and Carmela are no longer together, that Artie Bucco is now miserable, depressed, and blames Tony for his condition. Blundetto also learns that his ex-wife and two sons did not even care enough to attend the celebration. Tony ends up taking Blundetto back to the Bada Bing. We see Tony wants to show him everything he has accomplished and that he wants to impress him. Tony becomes irritated and finds it disrespectful when Blundetto points out Tony's good fortune in avoiding jail time. Inside the club, Tony observes from a distance as Blundetto takes an envelope of money from Fritz Lamana. When Tony approaches Blundetto, he jokes about Tony's weight in front of the other guys. They both laugh it off and they squash out any potential hostilities. Tony and Blundetto end up having breakfast the following morning. After they eat, Blundetto admits that while he was incarcerated, he developed an interest in massage therapy and that he would like to pursue legal, legitimate work rather than jumping back into the life that got him incarcerated in the first place. In spite of his disappointment, Tony nonetheless promises to get Blundetto a real job distributing linens while he waits for his license. Later, Blundetto brings a delivery of linens to Satrialis and ends up giving back massages to the guys in the back of the deli. Tony shows up and objects to him undermining and disrespecting him in front of the crew. Tony takes Blundetto outside and reprimands him. Remember, I am summarizing the entire series, so subscribe and click on the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. I will be reviewing other TV shows and movies as well, so let me know what you would like me to summarize in the future in the comments section below. Doing these two things helps my channel out tremendously. I thank you for your support. Also, follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. If you can, support us on Patreon. In another scene, Adriana still feels distant from her mob family now that she is accepting her identity as a new mob informant. During a movie night at the Sopranos house, she finds it difficult to enjoy movie night at Carmela's place with the other mob women. She observes Tina Francesca, her friend, flirting around with Christopher. Adriana is told a tale by Sanseverino about how her sister's boyfriend once shot at a coconut and the bullet ended up hitting her sister instead. The wound ended up paralyzing her sister and it became her motivating factor to join the FBI. Later on, we see Patsy Parisi inform Tony that a cop he has on his payroll observed two FBI agents outside the diner where he had his meeting with Jack Masserone. Before taking any serious action, Tony talks with Jack again to be certain that his suspicions about Jack being an FBI informant are in fact accurate. After his encounter with Jack, we see Tony continues to be unsure after his second encounter with Masserone. We see Tony just does not know if Jack is a rat or not. He discusses his dilemma with Christopher and Silvio. At some point, Tony seems to imply that Masserone was being disingenuous by saying that he appeared to have lost weight. Tony knows he has not lost any weight and sees this as a dead giveaway that Macaron is up to no good. As we catch up with Blundetto, we see Blundetto's manager is upset about his bad performance on the job. Tony is obviously stressed out over the situation, so he recommends to the manager that he simply fire Blundetto. Later on, Christopher recommends sending Blundetto to take out Jack Macaron. Tony blows up on Christopher and screams at him for not supporting Blundetto on his goal towards staying clean. This is yet another scene where we see Tony plots the downfall of those around him while convincing others that he is not 100% self-centered. Tony has no problem telling Blundetto's manager to fire him, as he knows this will only lead Blundetto into having to work for him in the end. Tony also does not like Blundetto taking money from Feech Lamana for the same reason. Tony storms out of the office and does not make a decision on whether or not to take out Jack Macaron. This leaves Christopher confused. That same night, Tony calls Blundetto to explain to him that he cannot disrespect him or speak to him however he pleases in front of the crew. Later on, we see Tony tossing the painting Macaron gave to him of the Rat Pack over a bridge, and Jack Macaron is discovered inside of a trunk the following morning by FBI agents. In another scene, we see Adriana and Rosalie April hanging out outside the Soprano residence as the mob women are gathered for another movie night. Rosalie brings up Angie and Salvatore Bumpanciero. Rosalie disavows and downtalks Angie and Sal for becoming informants and turning on their family. Rosalie points out that Adriana looks like she is freezing, and so they head back inside. Here, we also see Adriana consuming a lot more alcohol than usual. After contemplating her current predicament, Adriana finally breaks down. She almost confesses to the mob wives, but she stops before making the mistake and leaves the home in a panic. The ladies are left shaken and unaware of what happened to Adriana. In a follow-up scene, Adriana allows the jealousy she has been feeling over her friend Tina get to her, and the next time she meets up with Agent Sanseverino, she tells the agent about Tina's illegal activities as a way of getting revenge on her for flirting with Christopher. That was episode number 54, titled Rat Pack. To watch the next or previous episode summary, click on the link in the description or at the end of this video. If you enjoyed this summary, consider clicking like. It goes a long way toward helping me grow this channel. Also, consider supporting us on Patreon. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. See you on the next one.
Boy, are you fat!
We upload new videos every week, so subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Click the notification bell to be notified of when we upload these videos. See you on the next episode of Culture Screen.